Hi, this is Shannon and Becky at Wilde Holiday, and we wanted just to talk to you a little bit about what we're currently doing. We've been in Georgia now for 5 years, and we are still maintaining Bill's custom shop quality with his one price system he started in the 90s. The one price system for customers, builders, and dealers. And my favorite philosophy of Bill's is the product is the boss. And so whenever I'm making Bill's products, I'm always saying this to myself just to reinforce his quality standards. Now, Becky's going to talk about Bill's saying that he has. Now, it's about opinions and about facts for this industry.
Well, yes, Bill often said either I know or I don't know. And with that, we all understand that as a musician, he had his own likes and dislikes himself.
What were his likes?
Well, he would have stuck with low impedance pickups, I'm sure.
But you said it's because there were inherently no noise.
Yeah, and
the sound quality.
And the sound he would have stuck, and it would have been a very different industry. But that changed.
Now, you told me that at that time, the only people making guitar pickups were guitar manufacturers.
That is correct. All pickups that went on instruments were made in-house by the manufacturer, and there were some inconsistencies.
And you said Bill saw a need for better quality, and that's why when he moved to New York City in the late 60s, he started the guitar replacement industry.
That's something he had been talking about for years. People laughed at him, but he came to New York, and it was there was a very fruitful time of change. Just ideal.
Now, you said in the 90s, Bill saw a need for a new industry as well. And it was regarding guitars. And at that time, Bill also had his guitar manufacturing company, Wilde Holiday Guitars. So can you talk a little bit about what that new industry was?
Well, the changes had already started with the big box stores were taking over. The mom and pop shops were going under. And Bill saw a need to support these mom and pop shops as well as the musician.
But the intention was for musicians to match their likes of what they wanted in an instrument,
yes,
to be more fine-tuned, like with guitar pickups.
Correct.
And you said it would have involved Bill having different parts for retailers to build specialized for these customers, utilizing Bill's expertise of guitars.
Yes, he would have put together an entire system to support it, and therefore it would have been a really interesting system to have been able to offer to musicians, where they could have chosen this one part to this other part, put together there in the shop at this very affordable price and this very high quality. And of course, they would have always ended up with a little razzle-dazzle of Bill's way of doing things. Mm-hmm. And it would have been just a very interesting thing, and it would have been, I think, a great industry.
Now, do you think that because that didn't happen, we have more of the DIY today?
Absolutely. I think that the musicians wanted it, and that's what has happened.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Now, so that vision didn't happen, but Bill did do other projects with other manufacturers in his own company. He did the L45s, which I know he loved those pickups. And what did you say Bill said about them?
Well, those were one of the last pickups he played. He said it went from Charlie Christian to you could play hard rock. I mean, it was everything he could imagine sound-wise.
Now, he also designed the microcoils, and that was microscopic precision and fine-tuning your sound. And that's for people who really love single coils but want less noise. Now, we do know that Bill talked about wanting in designing, his intention for that pickup is not complete because it involved an antenna. And that was very specific to what he wanted to do, which he had been working on that design and utilizing that design since the 90s.
Well, yeah, the antenna, I even have a video of Bill playing it at our open house, and there's an article that
open house for what?
For the guitars.
Okay.
And then it was an article about it that was in one of the newspapers. But
what newspaper?
I think it's either the local newspaper or the Philadelphia Inquirer. But
so the Bethlehem Star or Philadelphia Inquirer?
Those two. But the point is,
what year do you think that was?
I don't remember exactly.
In the 90s.
It was late 90s. But that system and other manufacturers were interested in it, in PV as well as Fender at a time.
From what I gather, the antenna was better utilized at a manufacturer because it needed to be installed in a particular way, whereas a replacement market wouldn't have utilized that.
That is correct.
And that was why what was Bill really working on, or what he was really working on with the antenna, was to get it for a replacement market.
Right.
Now we do have the Q filter, which is a different design because the antenna would have taken away noise. Now the Q filter is a completely different device.
It's a
But Bill had been working on that since the 70s.
Well, he used it. No, he used it himself as a musician on stage.
So since the 50s,
60s,
okay.
I think he started using it. So himself, that's something he was known for his sound on stage. So, and that was part of it, using a passive device, not going, with active electronics.
Okay. Well, happy holidays 2025, and thank you to all of our customers. We're so grateful because you support us so much and put the word out there and recommend us, and we couldn't be more thankful.